Today, it's all about potatoes 3 ways. Hey guys, Kira here from 50 Shades of Mom, tips for all shades of mom life. And in today's video, I am back to share with you a video on how to make potatoes 3 separate ways. And I figured that was perfect timing for tomorrow. So tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and tomorrow is the day where we're supposed to give thanks and feel blessed for all that we have had over the past year. And it's usually a time where we gather around the large table for dinner. But sadly, with the state that our world is in right now, it is just not recommended. But that doesn't mean that we can't ourselves in our own home have a wonderful dinner and still be blessed for what we have. Now, I don't know what the star of the show is for you. For some, it's the turkey. For some, it's the desserts. For me, I'm all about the sides. I love myself a good stuffing, which I have an amazing, easy sausage stuffing recipe that I'll link up above if you guys want to check it out. But my favorite, hands down, above all, is got to be the mashed potatoes. I love them so whipped and creamy with just a slight little chunk to them. I love a little bacon flavor. I love them creamy, as you know that it has butter and whipped cream. I never said they were healthy, but it's still my favorite part of Thanksgiving. And so today we're going to do potatoes 3 different ways, and we're going to do some roasted potatoes. So we're going to start off with all of these ingredients, and we're going to get them in the oven, and we're going to make some nice crispy roasted potatoes. So if you want to switch it up this year and do some kind of roasted potatoes, you can. Otherwise, those are absolutely amazing with some eggs in the morning. And then we're going to do some mashed potatoes. They're definitely, like I said, not the healthiest thing, nor are they conventional, but they are so good, and they will definitely be the perfect side dish to your veggies tomorrow and your turkey. And then we're also going to make some poutine, which is kind of what originated this entire video. One of you guys asked me to share poutine, and then you guys always ask me to share how I make my mashed potatoes. So I just figured I would share a video with potatoes 3 ways, and then we'll just cover all bases: what they look like chopped, what they look like in poutine, and then what they look like all mashed up. But first, we're starting off with these roasted potatoes, and this is a recipe that my mom has shared with me from way little, and she loves to put it around a pork roast or a roast beef in the oven. So you're going to need some salt and pepper, and then you're also going to need some bacon grease. How stinking cute is this little jar? So it says a bacon bin on it, and my girlfriend got this for me for my birthday off of Amazon. So I'll link it down below in my Amazon store for you. But I mean, with the little pig top and then the strainer so that you can pour your grease right through, and it'll catch all your little bits on top. And it's awesome silicone. It takes up no space in your refrigerator. So thank you so much to Jill for that. And then she also sent me those things in the front, which look like sugar bowls, but I'm using them for salt and pepper. So you're also going to need some parsley, some granulated garlic, some paprika, and then some olive oil. Now, Paul already went ahead and diced these potatoes up for me, and I put a little bit of olive oil on the bottom of the pan first, just because even when you toss them, I feel like it never always gets on every aspect of the potato, and I hate when it sticks. So give your pan a good oil grease on the bottom, and then put your potatoes on top. And then now it's time to give it some flavoring. So all you need is about a tablespoon of bacon grease to 2.5 pounds of cut up diced potatoes, which is what we have there on the pan. And then I just went ahead and put that bacon grease in the microwave for 30 seconds. And once it was all liquidy, I just went ahead and spooned that over the potatoes, some salt and pepper. Now you're going to go ahead and add that parsley, which just adds such a nice greenery effect when they're all roasted. And then garlic. Now you can add or subtract whatever you want here. We love ourselves some seasoning. I'm an over seasoner, especially when it comes to garlic. So I gave that a good coating along with paprika and then a little bit more olive oil. We added the bacon grease, and there's a coating on the bottom, so you don't need a whole whole lot, but now you're just going to stick them in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. Now at 10 minutes, I did go ahead and give them a toss and then put them back in so that all sides are covered. But this is what they look like when they come out. Please do not make fun of that pan below. You know that we all have like a favorite spatula, a favorite pair of old jeans with holes in it. That's my favorite sheet pan, and it's beat up just the way I like it. But now this is what they look like, all done. This is actually the next day. I did not take a picture of the potatoes when they first came out next to my plate of what we ate that night, but I did the next day put a little bit on a side dish with my homemade ranch to share with you what they looked like, and then I went ahead and ate those with some eggs. All right, now we're on to mashed potatoes, and this is a trick that I did not do before every plate, but I will shout out every plate because this was a game changer for me. And that was taking whole cloves of garlic and shoving that into your pot when you're boiling your potatoes. Now, this is not a sponsored video, but I will link those pots in my Amazon store for you. They're the red granite ones. Someone did send them to me a while back, and I'm still letting you know that I absolutely love them. So this is another 2.5 pounds of potatoes diced. We threw in those cloves of garlic, and then we covered them with water and put them on the stove until tender. Now, once they came up off the stove, I actually used my meat masher to get a good start on those potatoes. We are going to whip them, but I do like a little bit of chunk in my potato. Comment down below and let me know if you like any chunk in your potato, or if you like them completely creamy, but I like a little bit of texture. There is another tablespoon of bacon grease melted in a little ramekin. We are also going to add some butter and some heavy whipping cream, plus some salt and pepper. Like I said, this is probably not the healthiest mashed potatoes, but potatoes are a vegetable, so they're still healthy. So there's that. So we're just going to go ahead now, and you're going to add your bacon grease to those potatoes, and then we're going to add in that butter, and we're going to add in that heavy whipping cream. Now, I do use my fork, and I give the potatoes just a good little stir because we are going to whip them with a hand mixer, but with heavy cream and butter and bacon grease, you don't want that stuff to splatter back at you. So I just use the fork just to kind of start to incorporate it a little bit. I added some salt and pepper. Do not over season your mashed potatoes because that's something you can always add later on your plate. So that's something I always am cautious of. And then we're just going to take out the hand blender and give it a good whip. Now look how creamy those potatoes are, you guys, with just still a little bit of texture. And let me tell you something. I used to love my mama's potatoes, and what she does different is she uses margarine and not butter. And I'm not a huge margarine fan, but I think that's what makes my mom's so extra creamy. But now that I use heavy cream and butter and just that little bit of bacon grease, for me, it's so much better than my mom's, and that's no disrespect to her. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching, I love you to pieces. But this is just elevated what I've eaten my whole life. And my mom's mashed potatoes are my absolute favorite. When I go home, she always makes sure to make them for me because she knows how much I love them. But just adding those few little tweaks and changes, I feel like it just brought it all together with me. And this is a roasted chicken we had that night with a little bit of corn. You guys, this was so good. So last but not least, we are working on some poutine, and this is the simplest recipe out of them all, and it's actually not as authentic as I thought it would be, especially since I have so many amazing followers out there from Canada, and you guys always give me all that Canadian love and let me know the insider information to this. But for right now, I have some waffle fries. Those are the ones that are supposed to be like Chick-fil-A that we got from Sam's Club, and I just put those in my air fryer, so they're already ready on a sheet pan. And then here is some beef gravy. This is just some beef broth. Whenever I make any kind of pot roast or anything in the crock pot, I always save the juice that's left over, and then I keep that in the freezer. And whenever I need to make any kind of gravy, I just pull that out and then use a gravy master kind of powder mix, and it makes a really delicious gravy super quick. And so we just went ahead and made a nice beef gravy, and we ladled that over the French fries. And then this cheese curd I found from Target. It's the only place that I can find cheese curd, and cheese curd is what's authentic to poutine and exactly what they use in Canada when they make this. And then you're just going to go ahead and stick that in the oven on broil. Make sure you watch it so it doesn't burn, and then it comes out looking like this, which is just so absolutely amazing. I just love, if, like I said, if you catch it at the right time, and it's just got that brown bubble all over it, and it's just stringy enough that when you pull it, it makes that cheesy string, but it's also heavy because it's not that kind of stringy cheese, and it just sits with that gravy. My husband turned me on to this, and now I'll never go back. Like, I just kept stealing fries out of it. There was so much more on there before I turned this camera on. And like I said, they actually use a poutine gravy in Canada, which is something I can't get my hands on. I know that a few people have said that they can send some to me, which is amazing, but I know how much my husband loves this, and he completely gobbled it up. I'm so glad I took what I took when I did, because I couldn't get any more. But I know that this is something that if you can get your hand on that cheese curd, some beef gravy on some French fries, I know you'll love it. If not, maybe just use a little mozzarella. But you can't beat gravy with cheese on some French fries. But that is it, you guys, for another video. I hope you guys enjoyed this potatoes 3 ways. I hope maybe it'll inspire you a little bit on Thanksgiving. I know it's kind of late, but hey, while you're cooking in the kitchen, if you have any of these ingredients on hand, I know you can just maybe jazz it up a little bit, just so that we can kind of spice up the end of 2020, right? Might as well go out with a bang. So thank you guys so much for watching another video. I hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving. Make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up. I love you guys all so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a blessed day, you guys. Bye.